Hi, my name is Libby Jones, and I wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for the outpouring of support in this past week as we have been communicating with you all about our challenges that we've been facing in renegotiating our contract with the city and county for the public services that we provide on their behalf. So to just clear up some confusion, what is a public shelter? So the SPCA is actually a nonprofit organization. It's a 501c3. We operate mostly off of donations. That's normal. But we hold a city-county contract, which means that the city and county have a legal obligation by the state to provide certain services. And instead of doing it themselves, they've hired us to provide that service. So what are public services? They're stray animals who maybe are picked up by animal control or the police, are taken when a crime is committed and the animals are on the property, or in the event that the animal gets caught up because unfortunately maybe it harmed someone or something. Those animals in the state of Virginia are considered property. And because they're considered property, they have to be held in a public shelter for a period of time while the court system works out what their outcome will be. And that period of time could be anywhere from a few days to months to even years. And that costs a lot of money over time because there's a lot of animals that go through the public shelter. What does it cost to run a public shelter? That's the question everybody's asking, right? For us, because we've been doing this for a really long time, it costs quite a bit of money to run all of the services that we provide. But for just the public shelter, it only costs us $3.6 million. The $1.1 million that the 2009 contract grants us is less than a third of the cost. And last year, when I first arrived in October, I reviewed our finances and I was curious as to why we were only being reimbursed $1.1 million, well, at the time less than that, for a $3.6 million operation on behalf of the city and county. So we followed their processes and procedures. We submitted our funding request in October of 2023 for the next fiscal year, and we were denied. We requested $2.5 million, knowing that that was not going to cover everything, but it was a step in the right direction, right? And in March of 2024, when the budget was published, we found out with all of you that we were denied that funding in a footnote. And so we're really excited to step into this next part of our journey, but we can't do that until we know whether or not the city and county are going to assume these responsibilities themselves or if they're going to pay us to cover our costs. So since we've started this process last year, we've been pretty clear that there are really only two options. The city and county can take responsibility as the law demands and take ownership of this process, build their own shelter, renovate, whatever that may be. Or they can pay us to continue providing this service. As a nonprofit, we want to be able to use our donor dollars to do more. We want to be able to advocate for the animals in our community. We want to be able to go to the state of Virginia and say, stop calling our animals property. They aren't property. They're part of our lives. They're part of our families. We want to be able to expand spay-neuter access, not only within our own community, but to our neighbors who are really struggling to control community cat populations. We want to be able to help our neighbors who have fallen on hard times keep their pets and get themselves back on their feet. There's a lot of opportunity ahead of us, and our donors are eager to support us in that way. But we need to be able to use their dollars how they want us to use them. We know there's a lot of confusion around this process. Our biggest concern is and always will be the animals. We want what's best for them. And right now, the timeline is really concerning us because October of 2023 was not soon enough, and it's August of 2024. And we need to make a decision soon of what's going to be next, not only for the city and county, but for us as a nonprofit. I urge the city and the county to prioritize this contract in their budget planning that they're doing right now.